Lost Girl.
Yes!
Without further ado, let me bring up our guests. First off, we're gonna have who you guys know as Dyson. Mr. Kris Holden-Ried. Hello, Sandy. And of course, the Lost Girl herself, known as Bo. We got Anna Silk. Never complete without her sidekick. We've got Ksenia Solo as Kenzi. Up next, the executive producer. Without him, this wouldn't be possible. We've got Jay Firestone, who is also the owner of Prodigy Pictures. And our brilliant writer and other executive producer, Emily Andrus. We also want to give a special shout out, of course, to the co-producer, Vanessa Piazza, from the audience. Alright, let's get into it. First question we have here is for Jay. You have a tendency to produce shows with strong female leads, such as Relic Hunter and La Femme Nikita. What draws you, La Femme Nikita? What draws you to this particular genre?
You really have to ask that question. Hot-looking girl says they're really proud. I was a kid, I was a big Bond fan. And when I grew up, I decided that Bond girls might want to be in charge. And, I thought, the Bond, James Bond always seduces the girl. I thought it'd be cool if the Bond girl seduces the guy. And then, in this case, we adapted it a little further.
Just a little.
Just a little. Hot girls, what else?
Hot girls. Hey, that's not to look. This next question is going to be kind of for everyone on the panel here. What were your first thoughts when you guys first read the script for Lost Girl? You want to start? Just go down the line. Start with Kris.
Sure. I'm a big lover of the genre. I grew up reading fantasy novels, when I was a kid, like Dungeons and Dragons and that sort of stuff. Yeah. Dragonlance. And I just, I really connected, and this was something that I really felt that I could bring something to for my own personal fantasies, running through the woods by my parents' farm, fighting goblins with my dog. I just threw myself at it, and I'm so glad they responded and that they brought me along on this lovely ride.
And I think my first impression, when I read just the initial tagline of what the show was about, it said, this supernatural seductress who uses sex to survive. So my first thought was, what frat boy wrote this? But then I read the script, and it was not quite like that at all. And I just loved Bo. I loved that there was this character who had so much room for growth and was starting a show in this, entering into this crazy world. So I just knew that it was going to be a real adventure, and it has been.
For the longest time, when I read the word "they," I literally thought these characters had little wings, like Tinkerbell. So that was really interesting. I thought these are creatures that I've never heard of before. And, we all know vampires, and, they're getting old. So I thought these fae creatures are really cool. And of course, Kenzi just stood out for me right away. And I was actually freaked out. I thought, God, they're never going to cast me, and I'm so wrong for this part. And only, the coolest girl in the world could play this role. So, idea. It was fresh, it was different, and that's what I really responded to.
I'm loving the reverb in this room.
I know.
So Kanye.
fabulous writer, and just was so drawn, frankly, to the female characters. I could not believe that this protagonist existed and was going to go on television without apology and kick some ass. So I was maybe impressed and feel so privileged to still be a part of it.
We all thought, who is this person that created this TV show? He must be so freaking cool.
And love blonde girls.
I love soccer.
Well, our original pitch line was, she's good, she's bad, she's bi.
LGBT power!
Now, while season 1 of Lost Girl introduced us to the world and all the major characters, season 2 really delves into the backgrounds of all these characters we love. Emily, now how do you guys as writers really come up with these really diverse, complex characters and fantastic stories and backgrounds?
Not about that. No. Well, I just think we were sort of given this gift of the world, and the fan response after first season was so extraordinary that you all and everybody got what we were trying to do with this kind of dark and like fey and these shades of gray. So that really opened the door for us to continue exploring and inventing. So that was amazing. We do a ton of research, but also we just find that the characters are starting to kind of take on a life of their own, which sounds lazy. They do all the work, so there you go. Yeah, we do a ton of research as far as the creature of the week is concerned, but we do a lot of work arcing things out and really do have a plan at the beginning of the season about what we want to say about the characters and where we want to take them, and where we want to see them grow.
So this one's for Kris. In Brother Faye of the Wolves, we get to see some of Dyson's backstory, way backstory. He meets up with his old friend Kaden. How did you enjoy kind of delving into that? And though you didn't actually get to ride the horse on set or on the episode, you were an equestrian yourself. Did you get to show off some of your skills in that episode?
Yes, I patted a horse very gently. Very skillful.
Hey, that's very dangerous stuff. So I'm,
1,200 pound, so what was the original question?
Backstory.
Yeah, backstory, right. I've always wanted to go into Dyson's backstory. I mean, originally, Jay will remember when I walked into my original audition, I came with all these ideas of what we could do with period piece flashbacks and and thank God they took me up on it. And I look forward to more times of running through woods, wielding swords, talking with a bit of a Scottish brogue. Getting it over with the wee lasses, potentially. Both my love, but she's rather fresh.
The hair in that episode.
That's right. Should have seen the back hair, it was even better.
All right, for Anna, in the episode Death Didn't Become Him, it's the first time you can see the potential of Bo's powers. How did it feel portraying that kind of dark side?
Awesome.
that's actually the real Anna.
Oh, yeah.
No, it was fun, because, that was the first time, I'd only been doing sort of single succubus kisses, and to cheese suck an entire room takes a lot more energy.
I'm so glad the word "she" was in there.
It's fun because when we block out those scenes, we kind of go through them, and then I'm like, okay, sucking. Vocabulary on set. Moving into Bo's darker side has been really fun, and we definitely have more of that to come. And it's nice to see her continually evolve and to see her powers continually evolve. So I think it's just the tip of the iceberg.
All right.
And by the way, the writer's name for that is the Super Suck.
So going on into some more backstory for you, Ksenia. In the episode Mirror Mirror, we get to see some of Kenzi's backstory, especially with her aunt and her being a fortune teller. Did you, being born in Latvia, Did you hear the stories of Baba Yaga yourself as a child?
Oh my God, yes. That's scary, Rich. Yes, and I have to commend you for saying it right. Baba Yaga. You said it very nicely. Yes, I don't remember details, but I remember hearing stories when I was a little kid, and so when I read the episode, I was like, all right. I was excited about it.
Now, we hear you speak Russian sometimes. Are you actually fluent?
I am.
Could you give us a little Russian?
Здрасте. That's about it. That's all you get.
Does that mean super suck?
So the next one's for Emily. As actually the only writer who's been on all 3 seasons, what's your secret to staying alive in law school?
I brought Jay to take the other writers outside. Take them out, super suck style. Nobody's filming this, right? Look, we've had some incredible writers on the show. I can't speak highly enough of the people who I have had the privilege to work with. People come and go. I went and had a baby second season, so I was just crazy and kind of in it, kind of out of it. I will be honest, this is such a writer thing to say, but I think it's a challenging show. I think it has a lot of heavy lifting to do. There's the procedural element, which is the case of the week. There's the romance and the epicness, there's the mythology, and there's the humor. So, it's a little show that could, but I couldn't be more proud of it, but I think it's a hard load, and I just stayed in the back. They kept me around, didn't notice me, so I could not be happier to be here. So, maybe.
Now, Jay, can you attest to some of that? Do you think that, or what do you think about Emily's writing? It's crucial to the storylines that continually, are created for all 3 seasons.
Takes instructions well, I know. Listen, it's a chemistry thing. In the end, I think in season 2, when Emily was having the baby, I was really mad at her. I kept calling her, and I said, you got it right. So every time we got in trouble, I'd call her and say, you gotta take a shot at this. So she sort of really proved herself in that respect. Every time I needed her, she was there. So I can pat her on the back. You gotta stick around.
Thank you.
Ooh, really emotional day.
I recognize episodes, which was 209, the body switch episode.
You guys like that episode? Alright, well, we know that's one of your favorite episodes. So we actually have a clip. Right up next, so let's get that queued up. And for you guys that were in that episode, how was it like portraying each other? What did you really have to do to tackle that project, to get each other?
Let me just say that when we all switched bodies without the effects to do that, it's the most ridiculous thing.
That was my favorite moment. We all just were kind of looking at each other going. So
What do you change? I'm gonna do an orgasm. What do you change? Cramps.
But it was really fun for us. It was because we were all together all day, every day, and it was like Lost Girl Camp or something.
It was like theater camp. It was great. The collaboration that came out on that episode was amazing. We all really joined together, worked together. We would go over to each other's houses after we wrapped and record each other doing our scenes. Honestly, it's the tightest the cast has ever been, just because we were all in one room doing all that stuff for 5 days.
Yeah. And I think probably the actor that had one of the biggest challenges was Michael, who was our guest star, who had to portray Bo. And he came out and he's like, you don't move! You're so still! There's nothing I can do! Good luck, buddy. But he did a great job.
Michael Grant.
Yeah. We could not have done that episode in second season without a supportive producer and any other cast in the world. I really want to say that. The skill set and the range that you have with all these actors is incredible to be able to pull that off. It was beyond my wildest dreams. I'm sure they died a bit when they got the script, but it was better than anything I could have imagined, and really, really, it was so hard and so joyous and amazing, and it's one of my favorite things we've ever done.
Do you remember how confusing the read-through was? We were like, okay. We just couldn't figure out who was who. It was crazy.
Yeah. Every name had two names beside it. Yeah. Good times.
Now I think that episode really accentuates how unique each character is, and you guys have really unique actors, of course, for them. So for the executive team, how did you choose each actor?
Casting stuff. First of all, let's go with Anna. Anna, we almost gave up, to be honest, on the show. We had a very antsy network who was saying, you can't find a lead, you can't find a lead. We were in LA, we were in Vancouver, we were in Toronto. Cast like a wide web, couldn't get anything. Like Anna showed up and it was done. Simple, obvious, no choice. We had to sort of lie to your manager and agent and say there were 4 or 5 people for the negotiation, but no, it was Anna, it's done. All right. Ksenia sent in the tape. I saw the tape. I fell in love with her right away. And I went to the network, I said, done, 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 you know, and then we flew her in and she just, I mean, I think your comic timing, you didn't realize how good you are.
I was like, I'm just so not funny.
She says, I'm not going to get this. Ksenia didn't expect to get this at all, you know, but she's so hilarious. And when we did the pilot, when we did the pilot episode, we didn't anticipate her being as good as she was at this. And I was on set when she killed Moray, when Bo killed Moray. And I called Michelle, she was in Texas, and I said, I need a line for Ksenia right now. And she said, oh, I can't do this, I can't do this, I can't do this. I said, write something. And she wrote a bunch of lines, and I gave you the choice. And that's the one we picked.
Smells like frat bitch.
So I knew she knew what she was doing. Kris, there's a story behind Kris, takes a second, so bear with me. We got down to a few leading men, and we were talking about what kind of guy we wanted. And I decided that we were going to have them read opposite Bo to see where the chemistry was. And we had what I would call sort of like poster boy for some cosmetic commercial. We had Kris, who honestly didn't think he was as hunky as he actually is. Very modest in addition. But the big thing that happened, and I love telling this story, when we had them read, there was this scene where Bo and Anna and Kris had to kiss, and it was a very emotional scene. And when it came, the kiss started. Anna jumped up, wrapped her legs around him. He turned around. They slammed against the wall. They went at it for a few minutes. They stopped. They looked back at us, and I started laughing, and I'm going like this. I'm pointing at them. They have no clue why I'm pointing. They've broken the plaster of the wall. So into it, they had no clue. And then Kris started giving me notes on the character as he left the audition. This is what I should be doing. Yeah. Great experience.
Now this show gets pretty physical.
In what context? A few different ones, right?
But for you, Anna, as the show gets more complex and the fight sequences get more complex, have you had to adjust training or do something different to prepare for that?
Well, yeah, I mean, I try to keep myself strong because, you know, there is a lot of action, and sometimes the love scenes are harder than the fight scenes. But, yeah, I got to work with a really great trainer in LA. We would train a few mornings a week in River Park, and it'd be all like misty, and the coyotes would be coming out, and it'd be really cool. Until he sent me a video recently of what we had done, and I was wearing mittens. I was like, that's just not very cool. But yeah, I try to sort of learn different things. We have a great stunt team, and I have a fantastic stunt double as well, who's always there to help me, and then if something looks incredible, it's probably her. But I do most of it myself.
Very awesome. Back to the whole love triangle stuff and all those the love scenes. Now, season 1 was really focused on the love triangle, but season 2, it's kind of geometrically challenged. You can't just have the triangle anymore. There's a lot of different, love stories going on.
Homie hopping.
So, of course, as Dyson, Kris, you had probably the most difficult time in season 2 with the whole love aspect. At what point did you find out that you had a new love interest? When did you find that out?
I think when we got the script, I think it was alluded to me a little bit, but we hadn't really fine-tuned it. And then I think the script showed up, and it was Kiara, and I met the lovely Nina Rosler, and who was cast by the director on the. Wait. Great job casting. Clark Johnson, thank you so much.
Actually, I think
It's been a lot of episodes on the bridge. And thank God we got her because she was really open. Basically, Nina and I had to connect and create a 1,000-year-old relationship in 2 days. So we went out to dinner, drank a bottle of wine, realized we both like scotch, bought some cigarettes from the Major D, and got a little silly, and all of a sudden, boom, we had a relationship.
boom.
It's that easy, folks. I think it's all like science. But, sorry, she was amazing, and do you remember the original question?
I remember the first read-through that her name is mentioned, and I was like, kind of jealous. I'm like, we love interest for Dyson, huh? And afterwards I said to Jay, I'm like, is she prettier than me? He's like, we haven't cast her yet. And I'm like, wrong answer. No.
I do a lot of those.
Season 2 finally gets Kenzi some action here. Ksenia, how did you feel getting the introduction of Nate to your character?
Well, first of all, the actor who played Nate, Aaron Ashmore, is a phenomenal actor, and I'm so lucky that it was him. And he was just part of the cast. It was like he'd been there from day one. We just loved him so much. And I mean, it was great. I was really excited to see a more vulnerable side of Kenzi. I was really excited to, watch her fall in love and see where that takes her. And, I always want to play different emotions, play different things, and whether it's, changing my look 25 times an episode, to, changing what Kenzi goes through and her experiences and the situations she gets put in. So it was just something completely new, completely fresh, and Aaron just made it, really, really amazing. So it was lovely. It was really nice.
Lovely. So sweet. So this one's kind of for everyone here. There's such a crazy cast of characters in the show. The main characters, supporting cast. What fae that you've met so far in law school would you actually want to have in your circle of friends?
I think we all have the same answer.
Ready?
On 3, 1, 2, 3. Vex.
I'd have to say Vex.
There's really nobody who would
I'm just getting polymorphs from my great buddies.
Yeah, he's so great, and he's like, he just enjoys being evil so much. And we see more of Vex, yeah, we love Vex.
Max ain't going away.
He's the life of the party. How can you not pick him?
I know.
There's no friends.
Vexing.
Actually, his character was supposed to die the episode afterwards.
That's right.
And we decided not to because he's so much fun.
I'm gonna pick the brownie because my house is a mess. I just need some laundry done. I don't need anything fancy. Just have some nice cereal. That's good for me.
And you mentioned mentioned that we might be seeing more of Vex. What is something that you could possibly, Jay, this is for you specifically, what's something we might see in season 2 that, since it's not fully shown here yet? Can you allude to anything for us?
For Vex specifically?
No, just in general, for anything.
Season 2, you're on episode 12, right?
Those were masks.
Party, right? Those were
Masks was the latest one.
right. Have you seen a little bracelet?
Yes.
Well, I sort of modeled that guy that's coming back after me.
What it means is he stole
Actually,
all the
not what I wanted to be. So this was my little fantasy character. So you're going to see him for a bit. And I'm trying to decide what I can say. It's going to get challenging for everybody because relationships are going to go through a bit of a haywire little route for a while. You're not going to know who's with who and where it's going. So we're going to have a lot of fun with the relationships. Sorry, it's hard not to give it away.
So you guys need to keep tuning into Syfy, of course, and watch it on broadcast. For those of you who might need to catch up, season 1 is going to be available on DVD and Blu-ray October 23rd. And it's like uncut. That's the other thing. It's really cool. This is uncut stuff, guys. So some of the stuff you won't see on TV. There's going to actually be over 20 minutes of extras, interviews, behind the scenes. And if you use digital downloads, you can actually get it on Google, Amazon, Hulu Plus, PlayStation, iTunes, Xbox, Voodoo. It's all over the place. So keep watching, keep supporting the series, and that's really what we got for you guys today. I think we should do some Q&A.
Yeah.
Oh, no Hulu Plus. Excuse me.
Aw.
Correction.
Damn
All the
it.
others.
Can we also just say a big shout out to Zoe Palmer, Casey?
Yes. Unfortunately, I'll shoot you.
Show that though. Yeah.
We're good? All right, we've got some time.
We got a thumbs up.
With such a
Oh, can we get the mic on for the Q&A here?
With such a fantastically written story and especially sexual content for characters, how do you relate your personal self as an actress or actor to the character?
Let's direct this, I guess. This is going to kind of... When you ask the question, direct it to which specific actors? Is it to everyone?
To
Or?
everyone.
I think that, as soon as I read the script, I identified with Beau's human side. I never think like, oh, she's a succubus, I have to play a succubus. I think about the human side of her. And I love how intensely vulnerable she is. And that's what drew me to her, because I realized that being that vulnerable was actually going to end up being her greatest strength. She's kind of like Dorothy from The Wizard of Oz. She has ruby slippers on, she just doesn't know how to use them yet. And when she figures it out, she's pretty powerful. So, I love her vulnerability, I love her strength, I love her sexiness, and what else? What else do I love? She's a lot of fun to play. It's been a real gift.
All right, let's keep going. Let's get another question in.
This question's for Anna.
I'd just like to say, for my research, I watched a lot of Discovery Channel.
Who is your favorite character to hook up with on screen?
I'm going to plug my ears. I don't want this.
Well, oh gosh.
It's going to be a tie. It's going to be a
Like,
tie.
love scene, you mean? Oh my gosh, I can't answer that. Kris is wonderful, except sometimes you get mustache hair on your lip. He's very gentle. He's very sweet.
Except for more breaking the rival.
Except for that, yeah. I don't know. I mean, it's a great question. I wish I had the greatest answer ever, but the truth is like, sometimes I have to hook up with a lot of people.
The therapy has induced sort of memory loss.
But yeah, and it's funny when people come on the show now and I just sort of go through the ropes of the succubus kiss and what that means. And they're sort of like, okay, I got it. And yeah, I don't know. Let's say Kris.
If she was here, she would have something witty to say and get in a fist fight between the two of us. That's all what you want to see. There would be mud and shit.
No, she's a great
on-screen lover as well.
All right, next
With
question.
that facial hair.
My question is, who is the new Ash really, and what's the deal with the head in the box?
Jay?
Come on, we can't answer that. He's gonna surprise you. Let's leave it at that. You know, he's obviously not what he looks like. But that's about it. Guys, come on, and I can't spoil this. There's a few people here who are taken off the internet. Go find them and leave them.
Don't cheer for that. Yeah.
Yeah, don't cheer for that. That's not good for me.
Next question.
Yeah, so I'm wondering, when it comes to the Fae that you don't reveal the species or powers for, like the first Ash, if you have a species in mind for them.
Oh yeah, definitely. I believe the first Ash, I apologize, I can't remember what type of Fae he was, but his power was to do botany, which sounds not very threatening at all. Botany. But I think nature manipulation.
We had written a scene that we didn't get to use with him where he would be talking to Anna and she'd challenge whether he had any real power or not. And he would choke her with the spores in the air because he could control everything, pollen, anything. And it's incredible power.
Yeah. But usually we do know, actually. We try to. We try to take everything from actual mythology or legend. We're pretty meticulous with our research. Woo! Mythology!
Next question.
So, Ksenia, I love you. I think you're absolutely adorable. How is it portraying the only human that is in this magical world without any powers? Which is awesome and makes you more badass.
Thank you. Well, like I always say, it's pretty radical to be by both sides because she'd never let anything bad happen to me. But you know, sometimes I get a little jealous. I have to be honest. Sometimes I'd like a cool Fae power. You know, but Kenzi's so incredibly courageous and fearless, and even when she is scared out of her mind, you know, her love and her loyalty for Bo, you know, won't let her run away. So that's what I admire about her, and I really try to learn from her, you know, because those are qualities that are rare, you know, that you can kind of stare death in the eyes and you know, just fight with everything you have. And she doesn't have the advantages that everybody else has, but I think in her own right, she's really turning into a warrior, you know, in her own way. So.
Thank you.
This question's for Anne. Now that Bo has this dark side to her, what are you most excited about exploring that dark side or whatever?
Yeah, I'm definitely excited about it, and you know, I have been exploring it on the show. It's really cool. I think I may have said already to play a character that had so much room for growth, and so like, you know, her power is, she doesn't really know just how powerful she is and how much her power will evolve. So yeah, I like exploring the dark side, and I think that dark side might, I don't want to give anything away.
No.
Okay.
Might is a
Might.
I don't say might.
Which I won't say. But yeah, I like it.
Possible, maybe. Don't know yet.
My question's for everyone. What was your favorite creature of the week to interact with or write for or conceptualize?
Start down the end.
That really good guy.
That narrates
guy that spoke in poetry?
The eye.
Yeah.
Oh, the way I was gonna say.
No, the leg cut. The leg cut.
The butcher cyclops.
Oh,
The
no,
Cheeto.
I know I like that. Wait, what episode's he in?
One of the good ones.
What episode is he in?
He is in 206, I think. Gary the Kino.
The guy who
Butcher.
bites his fingers
The
off.
guy who bites his off.
I did the bite finger off thing. He's so creepy. He looked like Jim Carrey playing creepy.
So gross.
Oh, he was my favorite. He's so
You
disgusting.
did such a great job.
He was so good.
So good.
Yeah.
Zach-
So the actor
Zach
actually
Bennett.
did better than we ever imagined for that character. And originally when it was written in the script, he had no mouth because he'd eaten off all his lips. And we had to challenge that no actor could talk if he'd eaten all his lips. So at one point in the writer's room, I said, okay, I think this guy is so creepy. I want him to just take his finger like this and start eating it during the scene. And everyone said, Jay, you're disgusting. I said, yeah, I like doing that every now and then.
Chris and I doing that scene with him were both pretty creeped out. We were just like,
Yeah, the director called me and said, can he have his blood on his apron? And I said, sure.
It was about 110 degrees on that set that day.
Yeah.
And I were wearing full leather.
Any other favorites?
I love the Morgan, actually. I think she's amazing. And Manuel is incredible. I just like that she is such a bitch. But also, I just like that I think she's the type of person you could underestimate because she seems really flippant and fabulous. And I just bet on some level she's the absolute scariest person in our universe. I just love her unpredictability, and I love the way she interacts with Anna.
I liked the one-eyed Cyclops. Me and Anna couldn't get through a single take with him. He was so funny. So funny. And I had to kiss him, so that was fun.
I think I like, in our original pilot, which aired as episode 8 in the first season, I fought the Morag, right? She's Morag,
Yeah.
in the bathroom. And the stunt performer who played her was so strong, and she was like 5'10", and just totally muscle, and I kind of dove in and knew what I would be in for the show. So that's a really memorable character for me. It was really fun.
For me, I don't know, it's tough. I mean, the character I had the most involvement with was Katie. And I think that him and I, Graham, Abby, the actor, we found a really good connection. And that was probably my favorite guy to work with. I don't usually do favors too much. I'm kind of the sideline stuff. Yeah, Graham, Abby, Katie.
All right. And let me check the time. Are we doing one more?
I was wondering if you guys ever get to keep any of the incredibly awesome fashions designed for you on this show?
Yes.
Sadly, no, Jay Firestone. What did I say about that?
This is his. I stole it.
Jay steals our clothes or whatever.
Yeah, we can't take it because he's always taking it. He's even trying to fit into my
boots, so
clothes.
the boots don't fit.
He even wears Anna's dresses when he goes home.
I had to lose 10 pounds to wear his.
Do we get to keep any of our stuff? No, I mean,
Maybe at the
always,
end.
yeah, maybe at the end, we'll see.
We use it so much, like it's always being reused, right? So,
Yeah, or readapted in some way.
so-
But a lot of stuff's tailored for us, which is really cool. But then it makes your own wardrobe at home look like crap.
We have an amazing wardrobe department that creates a lot of things from scratch. Like all of Dyson's vests are, they just make them themselves.
Yeah, and it really helped. Like they really created a look that really informs the characters that we play too.
Yeah.
Which is cool.
The boots.
Yeah.
Oh my god, there's so many pieces, like every wardrobe fitting. I'm like, can you guys buy this for me? Like, I'll pay back. I just buy these. Just like a few signature pieces. I have these awesome jeans. They're these like red jeans with laces and zippers, and they're called Heart Attack, and I always want to wear them. And just our jackets, and like Kris was saying, everything is tailored and leather and just all the different fabrics. I mean, our wardrobe is just amazing. We're so lucky because it's just its own character. on the show, so we're so lucky that way.
Funny story about the first meeting I had after I got off the part was with the wardrobe, and I had really no idea what kind of show I was getting involved with. But as soon as I took that wardrobe meeting with Ann Dixon, who was our wardrobe designer for the first 2 seasons, I knew that this was going to be, that it was serious, and there was a lot of integrity and a lot of care being put in and thought being put into the creation of what we were doing. It was really big for me that my choice.
Yeah, and our whole creative team on the show, our art department,
Art department, Ian Brock.
It's amazing what they come up with. We walk onto set and we have this little tiny, supernatural world created for us. Every detail is incredible. The artifacts, all the props, everything is detailed. All the files we look at in the police station have a file in there of the crime. Everything's written out, and we spend time, reading through. Everything is just amazing.
It's meticulous.
Yeah.
If they don't start winning awards, then they'll smash.
We've got time for 2 more. Is that correct? 2 more questions?
That's just 2 more. Open bar, man. Stay here.
That's great. I'm getting 3. All right, 3 more questions.
Okay. Hi, guys. So, Ksenia and Anna, you guys look like you have the most difficult costumes to put on, so, because they're so tight. But, who takes the longest in wardrobe?
I'm always first on set. I always get brownie points. I don't know. I think we're pretty even. Yeah. We kind of laugh about it. If something's a little too tight, we just hold our breath for a really long time.
Those pants are, not so glamorous to pull up every day. They're pretty tight.
But boy, does she look good in them, so it's totally worth it.
Evenly split.
We pretty much do everything the same. It's kind of creepy.
Eat the same snacks on set.
It's true.
Same jokes.
Next question.
The show seems so supportive of the queer LGBT community. I was wondering how conscious that is and how much time you put into making it seem that way.
I think it's incredibly conscious. I think it's incredibly conscious. Conscious about it. We talk a lot about this, but it's definitely one of the things I think we're all most proud of. We really strive not to put labels on lots of sexual behavior. It's all good in the hood. Whatever you got on, run into it.
And Anna, you have a story about a fan that got affected by this? Remember? The one that came up?
Oh yeah, at Fan Expo last year, we had Zoe and I, please Lauren, had a young woman come up to us who was just very emotional and said that she was able to come out to her mom because of our show, and we were pretty blown away by that. It's nice that for Zoe and I, we wanted to create a relationship that was real. It wasn't just like a girl on girl, whatever. It was a real relationship. It was 2 women that cared about each other. It was really honest, and we're always really careful to make sure we do that. So the fan response to that relationship has been incredible.
Love your show. Love the strong female leads in that, and of course the gorgeous men. But but my son has autism and he's not able to come to Comic-Con, and he so loves Kenzi's comedic timing. You had him on, what was it, the bye-bye smiley face, whatever. So he's been hooked. And could I possibly get you to sign your card and give it to me?
Of course, yes.
I think we're going to wrap it up here. First off, I want to give a round of applause to our panelists.